This video is brought to you by Longoni Q's.
Hi pool players, it's the Terminator. Welcome back to another episode of Terminator Tips. As you can see, I'm back home again from the European Championships. And here she is, the trophy for the 9-ball title with the medals, 2 bronze for straight pool 10-ball and to finish it off, the gold medal in 9-ball. Super excited about the result, and in this episode I want to give you 3 mental secrets that are the only things actually that you can control in your matches. So let's jump onto the chair now, show you these tips and make you a better player. The first out of the only 3 things you can really control in your match is focus. Focus is one of the biggest things we need as a pool player, because if our attention is scattered around, we're not engaged with the game and we're gonna make mistakes. Now, first of all, in my humble opinion, you need to get focused before the match even starts. If you're giving yourself too many inputs right before the match starts, then in your match you're gonna have a tough time with a thing called attention residue. This is when your brain is actually starting to digest all the things that are just happening. You're coming up with all kinds of solutions, maybe for a chat. You just spoke online with somebody planning a holiday. You're coming up with solutions. You're digesting this information and you're not 100% focused and engaged in your match. If you feel like your attention is scattered around, remember the video I did about the chair. What are the things we can do in the chair during our match? We can breathe. That's the thing. This is gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone. First of all, if you're a little excited, you feel some pressure, anxiety, this is totally normal. This is totally fine. I have that also from time to time. Some days are worse. Some matches I get really anxious and excited, a big match. Other matches is like I'm sitting in the living room. There's not a problem at all. But if you do have this, breathing is your biggest weapon. For example, breathing in and counting to 4, holding for 2 seconds, and exhaling slowly, counting to 8. You will really feel that your muscles start relaxing, plus you are focused on your breathing, and this will increase your concentration that you can use in your match. If you want to find out more about getting ready for your match, if you even have a ready, what does your ready look like? Do you even know that? I highly suggest that you check out my mental course, Pre-match preparation for the competitive pool players. It's filled with all kinds of tips and secrets on this topic. Let's continue on to the second challenging part of our games that we need to control in our match. Composure is also a massive part of our mental game during our matches. Why? Because in my humble opinion, 9-ball and 10-ball rotation games have about a 10 to 15% luck factor inside them. And you do not want to jump on this roller train where the rolls are going to influence you all the time in your match. What happens on the break? What happens after a miss? He fluked it in, you got lucky, she got lucky. If you get too involved in that part of the game, you lose your focus, your composure, you become emotionally too involved, you want to force the issue, and that's going to take you out of your focus and your better result. Ventilating and showing a bit of emotion is different from losing your composure. There's nothing wrong with ventilating a bit, showing something, and then regaining focus and continuing with the match. However, if you get too negative and you get too involved, that's when the alarm bell should start going off inside your head, and maybe it's time for a timeout, regroup, talk to somebody, ventilate some more, get it out of your system. That's sometimes what I do in a timeout. I just complain and just get it out of my system, and then I walk back into the arena and I'm totally fine again. If that's sometimes what you need, that's actually a good thing. Your biggest weapon for remaining composed in your match is acceptance. You just basically have to accept what's happening in the match, and if you're totally honest with yourself, the roles are sometimes for you and also against you. In the end, it's gonna even out. For example, in my semi-final 9-ball playing Jani Uski, I had a couple of crazy rolls on some shots that I'm putting up here that you can see. I cut in a 2-ball on the side off 2 or 3 balls. The cue ball lands right behind the ball. I can't make the other one. Really tough roll, but that's the game. And here, at the start of the final in the first rack, I broke the balls, not so well, but look what happens. The cue ball actually gets kicked back and gets in perfect line for a 2-9 combination. So the thing that'll make you laugh will also make you cry sometimes. That's the nature of these rotation games. Something you have to accept. Don't get stuck in this thing where you're complaining about the rolls for the next 20 to 25 years. There's also players that do that on the tour, and that's not where you want to go. That is why we talk about the next third and final asset that can really make a difference in your matches. Your attitude is a massive weapon in your pool game. The saying goes, 5% is what happens to you and 95% is how you react to it. I love that saying, and I think personally, without bragging, attitude is one of the biggest weapons I have in my own game. Here's one aspect that I truly love. It comes straight out of the attitude lesson from the Mental Edge course. Check it out here in the link above if you're interested in that. The saying goes, if you are a package and we have to send you off in the mail, what kind of sticker should we put on you? Is it a fragile sticker? Oh, if I miss a ball, I'm really losing it. I can't take a roll. If I lose a match, I have a really hard time bouncing back. I quit. And the longer the event or the match goes, I go this way. Or should we put a robust sticker on you? Yeah, I can take a few hits. No problem. I can bounce back, but eventually it's going to be too hard. I'm having a hard time. I'm going to lose it. I lose confidence, faith, and eventually I'm also going this way. Or are you a package where we can put anti-fragile on the sticker? You can do with me whatever you want. Tumble me around, throw me around, kick me around, any kind of beating, I am gonna come back stronger and harder. That's the kind of attitude that you want for your game. You lose a match, boom, you bounce back. You lose a tournament, you study the video, you check out what you did wrong. You take responsibility, a big, big thing. Taking responsibility for your actions. You don't blame it on the rolls. You look at every match and every tournament, what went well, what can you do better, what can we do to fix it, and then again, boom, you bounce back hard, you hit that practice table, on to the next event. That's the kind of attitude and mentality you want from your game. And you do that in a self-compassionate way. If you had a child or a best friend or somebody that came up to you and said, you know what, I really made a bad mistake, I could have done this, but I blundered. Are you gonna tell that person, you dumb idiot, you should have done this and that, how can you do that, you beep, 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 and this? That's usually how we talk to ourselves as human beings. But you would never do that to one of your kids or to a best friend or to your partner. So we have to learn maybe to also talk to ourselves in a compassionate way. Hey, the mistakes are gonna happen. It's not like I'm a bad person now. And plus, if we look in the crowd and we maybe get embarrassed or ashamed, all these people sitting there, they make mistakes. And they're not gonna look at you in any other different way because you've missed a ball or made a blunder. So don't worry about that either. And then finally, in your attitude in your match, you need to be thinking about the process and not the result. Yes, you want to win, but what do you need to do in your match to win? You need to think about the process. You got to be focused. You got to pocket balls. You got to play good position. If you can't play position, you play a killer safety, and you worry about the process. Worry about your breathing. Relax as much as you can. Be as comfortable as you can. Get the job done. Don't only think about the scoreboard and trying to get over the line. That's not why we started playing pool. We start playing pool because we love to play. We love to run out. We love to spend time at the table. It's not because we want to get to 7 or only because we want to get to 9 and then back to the hotel room. Cherish the game and love it for the moments that you're doing really cool things, running out, making cool shots, making a kick save, a nice save. making a great run out, a great positional shot. That's why we love the game, right? So don't only think about the score, think about the process. There you go, pool players, a couple of quick mental insights from the Terminator to make you a better player. It's the only things you can really control while you're playing your match. So have a go at that, listen to this a few times and start implementing this in your pool game. If you're interested in more mental wisdom and you want to dig a little deeper, do some more mental training, head over to TerminatorCollege.com, check out all those courses that are waiting there for you. And don't forget to check out all the other great content on the channel here. There's tips and lessons uploaded weekly for you. There's playlists and videos for all kinds of topics, from the mental game to straight pool, the break, position play, you name it. Browse around, have a look, please share them, and I'll see you in the next video.